Welcome to Live Well with Banter, a new podcast produced by Stuff Productions for Live Well with Cancer. I'm your host, Ben Elliott, auto-regulars at the Live Well Hub, Maureen's son. I'm here today with a very special guest, the man behind the camera when it comes to Live Well with Banter, Heywood from Stuff Productions.
Hello, mate.
Welcome. It's so nice to have you on this side of the camera.
It's nice to be on this side of the camera.
I've been looking forward to this one.
I feel more comfortable this side of the camera sometimes.
Yeah.
This is how it began for me.
Well, I was going to ask. What is the difference between, because normally you're just there and you're kind of watching, but now you're doing both jobs simultaneously.
Yeah. I mean, I got into the world of podcasting because I wanted to be on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then...
Did you have like an inspiration? Did you have like a podcaster that you kind of...
I probably first was aware of podcasting because of Joe Rogan.
Right.
I, admittedly have never been a big podcast watcher in terms of like following one person, but I did kind of get sucked into it.
Yeah.
Really more because I wanted to talk, and I saw the appeal of that. And then I had to figure out how to do that. And then I had to learn all the tech side and all the setup side. And through that, I learned how to produce podcasts, really.
I think there's broadly speaking, there's kind of two different people, isn't it? There's content producers and then content consumers. And I think we're cut from the same cloth in terms of, I want to be producing stuff. I'm not necessarily, I'll consume, but I'll consume with a view to how is that going to help me produce something better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd definitely prefer to be on the creating content, whether with me in it or for other people, rather than consuming the content.
Yeah.
And valuable content.
Absolutely.
That's the thing, because there's a lot of content out there that has very little value.
So what did you start covering on your original?
So my first podcast was called Heywood and Stuff. That was like the birth of the Stuff saga. And it was me talking to guests about mental health and their mental health struggles, how they got through it, if they got through it, where they're at now, and their story, essentially. And then I started another one called Briggy and Stuff, which was my partner. And that was basically a neurodivergent couple navigating raising a child and a relationship and life and everything in between and the chaos and the beauty that it brings simultaneously.
How was that? As a couple?
You know what? I was more nervous doing episodes with her than I ever was with guests / friends / strangers, because I don't know, it felt more vulnerable and I care more about what she thinks. Do you know what I mean? And she, but she's great. Like, she actually brought me down a little bit. She was like, okay, let's take it. Cause I get excited and nervous.
Yeah.
And then I kind of trip over myself a little bit. But it was beautiful. I knew it was a good template, me and her doing a podcast, because of the conversations we have anyway. And so it was always nice to like just open up conversations about the things.
Yeah.
But it's taken a bit of a backseat at the moment just because life is busy. But I know that we'll get back to it one day.
Will you go back to it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she enjoyed it and I enjoyed it. It's just with Bella, it's difficult for us to come here and do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't got a second setup for home. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to get more equipment.
Yeah. It's the answer to all
I need to get 3 more cameras.
Yeah. It's quite hard though, like when you blur the lines between home and out, because then you could literally be working all the time, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
is a good thing in some ways and then a bad thing in other ways, because you need to have a separation.
Yeah, you definitely need to find the balance.
Yeah.
Because I really believe, like, as valuable as work should be, it should also be fun.
Yeah.
If you're not enjoying it, then it's not sustainable. And sometimes if you're doing too much work, it's not as fun anymore, because it becomes like when you start putting the stresses on yourself.
Yeah. How are you finding keeping the balance now?
Yeah, I'm always checking in with myself. And if I feel like the balance is tipping, I'll try and figure out what it is. So just like a short example, I can see that if I'm getting really busy, the editing side takes up a lot of time. And so for 2026, I'll be looking for an editor to help me take some of the load off. But it's like an organic thing, it's, I'm checking in now to see what it's going to be like in 6 months.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I'm also very open with people that I work with and be like, look, editing should be a week or 2, but it might be more if it gets hectic. And generally, like, the people that I work with are understanding of that sort of thing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Super grateful for.
Yeah. But you create the space for that. And it's a wonderful thing. And as you've heard across the series so far, every time I do shout you out, because I do appreciate the space you offer. And I'm sure your other clients feel the same way.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's a wonderful thing to offer. And today We are in a new set.
First recording in this new studio, man.
I am honoured.
Yeah.
And I'm doubly honoured because I was the last recording.
In the last one, yeah. I'll do a montage. I'll do like a blend or something.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Expand by that.
Yeah. It's funny because when I got the other studio, quite quickly after a few months, I was like, oh man, super appreciative of the space, but I need a meter each way. And I feel like that's exactly what I got. I got a meter in each direction, including up. So
this is a wonderful fit as well. Obviously, the last one was a great starting off point, but even the nature of the building you're in and who else is in here, it's a lovely kind of combination, isn't it? It's a nice space to and Whitley Bay is cool.
Whitley Bay's nice.
I like Whitley. I was a Whitley boy through my teens, and then but I play for North Shields, so I wear both hats. I'm not going to pick a favourite, but
I still feel very like loyal to North Shields as well, you know, because that's where like my podcast production company started. And that's so supportive from everyone in North Shields.
Well, I dropped my mum in at the Live Well hub this morning. And then I was like, I'm not just a 5-minute walk around the corner. I need to drive to Whitley now.
Right.
So that was lovely because I'd be going in the morning, opening up the centre, seeing people from the community, and then I'd go to lacrosse, go and have a conversation in the Stuff Production Centre, and then back to work. It's a beautiful thing. But yes, a new chapter. New potential, new growth.
Yeah, it's exciting.
No, it's really, really good. Well, lovely. That's a check-in. We're going to talk more about that later on, I think, when we get to the Live Well with Banter section. We're kind of double Live Well with Banter today, which is nice. But we'll start off with Live Well with Healthy Habits.
Okay. Now I'm going to get my notebook, Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want to mess it up.
I give people homework when they come to my
Yeah, you do. It's quite nice, actually.
Well, it just gives us a roadmap. And if nothing else, the first 9 questions are... It's a project very close to my heart. You've heard me talk about it a lot. Live well with healthy habits and the well-being 9 a day. So I think there's 9 habits of a healthy lifestyle. Best understood as the 3 pillars of wellness. Your journey from the past through the present into the future. Your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health. And then your relationships with other people, with yourself, and with the food and drink that you put into your body.
Yes, sir.
So let's roll through the 9.
Let's do it.
What's one intention you have for the future?
So... my thoughts get carried away with themselves, right? But I think because this is a recent intention that's kind of popped up in my head, I think 2 days ago, my intention for the future is like in 10 years, that's the goal. Dun, dun, dun. The intention is I will open up a charity for homeschoolers and homeschooling parents.
Oh, wow.
I would like to create a hub and a space where parents can bring their children any time of the day, any day of the week, and there will be something happening, and it will be completely free.
Wow.
Because as a parent of a 6-year-old who we homeschool, we're constantly looking for activities and classes for her to do, which sounds like a paradox, right? Like we didn't take her to school, but we're looking for classes, but that's another story. So to have a hub of like-minded people who are in the homeschooling community, I would love to facilitate that.
I love that idea.
And, you know, I also meet a lot of, self-employed teachers who are in the homeschooling space, and they often struggle to find a space to teach because that's like an additional cost. I would love to provide them a place where they're getting paid regardless, whether they've got 1 kid or 10, there'd be a cap on how many kids per class. And also I can imagine the classes would be divided into like bigger age gap groups.
Yeah.
So you'd have like 4 to 8-year-olds, 8 to 12-year-olds. And then a couple of times a week, you'd have every age group, especially like the creative classes.
Yeah.
This is all very early stages of like the thought process.
I love the
that's my 10-year projection intention. And I'll see how it develops. I'm like kind of in the background, just kind of flirting with it and looking at it. And then if it escalates faster than that, I'm open to it happening when it is ready. I mentioned it to Bella and she was like, can I teach some of the classes? I'm like, absolutely.
Totally.
I think she'll be doing the dance classes and stuff.
Unbelievable. Well, and that's a great model, isn't it? When you have people who are part of the community then and give back. And then
of course. And she's grown up into the homeschooling thing. Like she never went into the traditional schooling. And she gets it. So yeah, that's my intention.
That's a really cool intention.
Thank you.
I like that. Do you have like a location in mind for where that
Whitley
would be?
Bay.
So it'd be Whitley.
I would love to do it in Whitley Bay.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect place for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nice area. I think I obviously went through the traditional stuff. I don't know what homeschooling kind of is like, but I can totally see the upside of it. Because you spend so much time in normal school, like learning about stuff that doesn't matter and never stays with you.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's more pointed towards you and your personal development.
That's exactly it, man. I mean, when I was at school, I was really good at the subjects that I enjoyed, but I only enjoyed 2 or 3 subjects.
Yeah.
And the private schooling that I went to, they were teaching me like 9, 10 subjects.
Yeah.
And so 80% or so of my time was kind of zapped into stuff that I didn't enjoy. And with my ADHD, that was like really difficult. And so then the rest of my time, I couldn't do the subjects that I did enjoy doing. Whereas if I was able to just focus and, do the things that I enjoyed, I would have excelled at it much earlier on.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Like a Mozart kind of thing. You get your time in early, then by the time you're 18, you've mastered the skill.
Yeah.
And then you enter in the world. Instead of I'm 18, now I'm going to actually put some time into learning a skill. It's kind of the wrong way around, isn't
exactly.
it?
And then, and not to like, I don't know what the right word is without swearing. not to like say anything against the traditional schooling system, but I think that personally, I think the system's a little bit outdated, but I also think teachers have got the most impossible job. Yeah. Like when you've got 30 kids in a class, all with different needs, different like neurologies, there is no way you can accommodate to 30 kids.
Yeah, totally.
Like let alone if you've got one ADHD kid, but now you might have 4 or 5. Like it's an impossible task. So to kind of break away from that, have smaller classes, a much more open mindset. Bella was like, Bella, my daughter, she was like, but will I have to go to the classes? I'm like, you can go in and leave as you please. Because the teachers are getting paid. The kids, it's about finding what you enjoy.
Yeah, opt in.
And then opt in and then stay in for as long as you want and then opt out. There's no like, it's a charity. It's not a school.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would love for you to have the well-being idea, live for healthy habits. I'll happily supply with it.
I love that. It might be 10 years away, but get in there. 100%. 100%. Well, you'll have to come in and that will be your class.
I would be delighted to.
Yes, mate.
I'd be delighted to. I'd love to. Because I think that like these habits, we all know them, but we don't necessarily do them consciously. Getting people in young, that's the one for me. Like,
and it's anything that's going to advocate a healthy mindset.
Totally.
Like the healthy habits is such a strong tool, and it might not work with everyone, but for those that it does work, it can change their lives. It can set them up.
Yeah,
that's a strong tool. There needs to be as many tools available to people so that whatever resonates, they can take.
You're totally right. Because even if you don't do the 9, if the one area you need to improve is movement,
exactly.
Well then, okay, here we go. We've got an avenue that you can pursue. We'll get your baseline sorted, and then it's about you finding out what works best for you. Same for same for all of them.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and so we need people to be mentioning this and bringing it to light.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how are we supposed to know?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like I'm going to be collaborating with you for the next 10 years. Here,
yes, mate. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
absolutely delighted about. Because obviously we've got liver oil cancer as well, and these kind of educational things, even on the way towards what that's going to be, there's no reason why we can't be facilitating these things.
Of course.
Because you could have a drop-in day. I know that neurodiversity is actually on the cancer agenda because it's a separate issue, but it's like menopause and cancer that we're doing with Charlotte. Once you start blending things together, it's like, well,
yeah, they're all important.
Yeah,
it's all important.
They're all parts.
Talking about neurodivergent, like the homeschooling community's got loads of neurodivergent kids because the traditional school system just wasn't a fit for them.
Is that the way it kind of breaks down? Is that part of the reason why they're getting homeschooled? Because it's like, this isn't working.
I'd say that's a brave statement, but I'd say like 90% of homeschool kids are probably ADHD or on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But not all.
No.
Like, not all.
Because I guess sometimes it'll be the parents' decision where it's more of actually, I think this is the best thing.
You know what? There's this one parent that I speak to, and she's not neurodivergent, neither's her child. But she can see that her child's not happy at school.
Yeah. And
she can see, her child's quite young, and she can see that her child is slowly changing and picking up habits. And again, I don't want to like belittle the school system, but your child is now spending 8 hours a day with other kids. And I come from a perspective where it's like, your child should be raised by adults and spend time with kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, she really wants to homeschool, but she doesn't, it's not accessible to her.
No.
It's not like a viable option.
Yeah.
It's also terrifying because we're kind of all conditioned into thinking that our kids need to go to school to get an education, to get a degree, to get a good job, to then be successful and then happy. First of all, that doesn't equal happiness.
Yeah.
But also, a homeschool kid can do GCSEs, A-levels, and get a degree. They just don't have to do it through a school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And actually, if Bella was to turn around and say, like, at 12 years old, because she does like a science class, she wants to be a chemist. We'd be like, okay, well, this is what you need to do to become a chemist. She could get her GCSEs in a year as opposed to 2, because she's got loads more free time.
Yeah, totally,
and she can focus in, and she can be like, right, I'll drop these classes because I want to do this.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's not a one size fit all, and there's not just one way to get to the end goal, I think.
I think that's really, really good. I didn't know what you were going to say. Obviously, you said beforehand you had your 10-year goal, but that's bigger and grander than I thought it was going to be. So that's a wonderful thing.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's early stages.
I'm a big fan of creating a legacy of things anyway. Yeah. And what the podcast format or the filming format in general does is it allows you to capture stuff that becomes a resource for the future.
Exactly.
And if you get the foundations right, it's like what we're doing with Charlotte when it came to the menopause one, and we'll be doing more going forward. You can kind of capture the key learning. You've got something to jump off on, and then it's about, okay, well, actually, ultimately, it's about how does that person implement it in their own life and take action.
I mean, that's why personally I love podcasts that are kind of educational but informative and awareness expanding, because what's relevant today, it will still be relevant in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You know, that evergreen content is good and important, really.
Yeah. Well, that was a brilliant first answer.
Thank you.
Well done. That's a good intention. I like it a lot. Next up,
this water is so rank. It's like licking a pipe. That's all right then.
We'll keep a note on that one for the future. What's your favorite way of being present with the moment?
I think it would have to be hanging out with my daughter, really, because she's 6 and she doesn't allow me to space out much. Like, you've got to be present, and I value so much like being a good dad that the phone gets put in my pocket when I'm with her. I'm not gonna be, if I watch TV, it'll be with her, and it'll be something that she wants to watch. So yeah, spending time with her.
Oh, that's lovely. What does she like to do? You said she's a dancer.
This comes up a bit later as well, but she loves to dance. So there's a lot of dancing going on. She's got some programs that she loves. She's recently found like a Jurassic Park animation on Netflix. So,
right, nice.
So we've been watching that.
It's funny, isn't it, when you watch telly with kids? Because
you start watching cartoons again.
Yeah.
You know, but they've changed a lot. And I think we go to the beach like at least twice a week.
Lush. Oh, but you're perfectly placed
throughout the year. Yeah. We're 2 minutes from Cullercoats Beach.
Yeah. You're in a beautiful spot for getting down there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're often just with the only people on there, so it's nice. That beach feels like it's our private beach.
The actual Cullercoats one,
the little bay one.
Yeah, it's lovely there. We used to do men's groups there quite a lot. Nice. We have fires and we do like rugby, tennis and stuff on the beach. It was good. It was beautiful because my mate lived just along the road from where you were. Brilliant part of the world. I love our coastline.
Yeah, no, we're lucky. We're very lucky.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What are you doing at the beach? Just walking around and just living life.
Yeah, and then she makes me grounded because she'll like, should we go in the sea? I'm like, absolutely not. It's too cold. And then she'll do it. And then I'm like, you need to get in with her. Yeah. And then I'll do it. And then I'll instantly feel better.
Yeah.
So she helps me, like without knowing, right? Just being.
Kids are the best for that, man.
I know.
Kids are the best for that. All kids, I love kids. And do you know what kids want? Attention.
Yeah.
And that's all they want. If you're paying attention to them, you don't need to even agree a lot of the time because all they want to be is engaged with you, and then they're inquisitive, they've got questions, but it's what they give back. It's their moments, it's the clarity that comes from a child that you're overthinking as an adult.
That's the biggest gift. It really is. Like you get so much back from them that they don't even realize. That's the beauty of it, you know?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
beautiful. No, that's good. That's a great way of being present. What about bad habits? What's one bad habit to let go?
Yeah, the one that I can say is sugar. Sugar is, I've had my struggles with addiction in the past, and sugar by far is the hardest one to knock on the head, above everything.
What we're talking sugar wise, like what's your guilty pleasure?
I mean, recently it's been sweets because Halloween's just come past, right? So I'm like picking away at Bella's sweets, but it's chocolate. Chocolate's the one that I'll go to Co-op for at like, 10 minutes before it closes.
Yeah. I need it now or I'm not getting
it. Or, I mean, there's the custard trifles, man. Like I'll go because they hit the textures as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fiend for chocolate though. Sugar's the one that will get me.
Yeah.
Because I'll like intentionally be like, right, I'm not doing sugar. I'm going to eat super clean, which I always feel. I'm always surprised how good I feel when I do it.
Yeah.
But then I'll be in the shop and I'll see something, and in that instant, I'll have forgotten that I'm not eating sugar.
Yeah.
And before I know it, I'm like neck deep in a Milky Bar, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
But by that point, it's like, oh well.
Then you've done it.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then the rest of the day is just a green light to eat cake. And
yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Today.
Yeah.
That's arguably a downside about these journals. Is that they're really good at keeping a streak. So let's say you've done 10 days no sugar.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, no way I'm having sugar because I've got 10 days to lose.
Yeah.
But then you break the streak and it's like, oh, well, I've gone now. So I guess I'm having 5 donuts.
And it's a domino effect.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all the other things that you've been good on, they're all like,
yeah.
It's a dopamine regulation thing.
Totally. Boom and bust. I'm going to have a massive day. Next day I feel knackered. Guess what I need to get me going?
Yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah. And then at some point you have a realization like, okay, time to get back on back on the wagon.
Yeah. There's not one answer for all time though. I think that's the thing. All we can do is try to make positive choices and hope for the best, really.
No, yeah, and give yourself grace when you have a blip, right?
Sometimes, well, Halloween is a prime example. Sometimes there's a load of sweets in the house. Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
I struggle if it's in the house.
Yeah.
I struggle if it's in the house.
I've been talking to my mum about this recently. It's the nature of the door. If the door's closed, the decision's been made. It's not a problem because the door's closed. But when the door's ajar, it's like I'm now need to man that door, and
that's a problem. That door's a problem.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then if it's wide open, it's like right, well now.
And your brain plays tricks on you. It makes you think that maybe you can just have a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just have a little bit. Treat yourself. No chance.
No, I never know.
And as soon as that first bite, and then I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good answer. I'm glad we talked about sugar because, like I say, I thought it would have came up more. But like I say, maybe screen time's quite an easy one to kind of make your peace with. I think is given as a goal because we all do it and we're all guilty of scrolling.
Yeah. Screen time's a difficult one.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered your journey, past, present, and future. Now we're going to look at health. What's your favorite way to move?
I used to be a bit of a gym buff, but I haven't been in the gym for a while. I do intend on doing it, but at the moment, it would probably be dancing with Bella. Because we can do that for hours.
Yeah.
And we've got like our own moves that we're in sync with, and we got like little routines and stuff. So that's just the best.
That's combining.
And you don't even realize you're moving at that point because you're involved in the music.
That's the beauty of the habits when you tick in 4, 5, or 6 all at the same time because you're connecting, you're being present, you're enjoying yourself, you're moving, you're getting all these benefits all at once. And you don't even think about it because it's just what you love. It's just what you love to do.
That's the trick.
Where have you got like a special dance move, like a special dance routine in particular?
It depends on the song actually, because she makes them up, right? She does the choreography.
Right.
I can't think off the top of my head, but there's certain songs that will come on, and then I know my place, and we'll get into them. So we've been really enjoying Little Shop of Horrors recently, the musical. You
were saying you went to Playhouse to see
it.
Yeah.
And so that's still getting played on the daily at home.
Which songs are coming up?
Feed me.
Feed me.
Seymour. Feed me all night long. And then Bella goes, that's right, boy. It's great.
I've got a soft spot for Dentist. I'm a dentist.
Yes.
Skid Row.
I'm not so fond of the Skid Row one, but I like
the Skid Row when it switches for all my life. I've always been poor.
Yeah. It is great, and in the actual theatre as well. It takes it to another level, doesn't it?
Well, I haven't seen it. It's actually so one I wish I'd known it was on because I would have definitely went to go and see. It's one that I've got a musicals playlist.
Yeah,
and I've got about 6 of their songs in because I do like it, but I haven't seen it. Me and JV go to move.
It'll be on next Halloween, I'm sure.
Oh, right,
I feel like it's a Halloween thing.
Well,
I thought it was a Halloween thing because it played it around that weekend.
Well, it makes sense.
It does.
It's, it's of the spirit of things at that time of year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It was really a lot of fun.
Nice. Good dancing. I would like to see that at some point in time.
I'll record something.
Yeah. Okay, so that's moving. That's physical health. What about your mental health? What are you learning about?
Personal development and mental health. Like, I've obsessively researched into ADHD and, you know, just things like childhood trauma and children mental health and stuff like that. But currently what I'm actually learning about is, just because of the 10-year goal that I was talking about with the charity, I've been looking into like charities and how that works, and what constitutes as a charity and things like that. Like, surprisingly, a lot of like businessy stuff, which a couple of years ago I'd be like, ugh, like I have a physical reaction towards. But now, because the intention behind it is different, it's like, oh, actually, this is interesting now because I know why I'm doing it, sort of thing. So I'd probably say that.
Well, that through line from what something is to how it impacts your life is so important.
Yeah.
And without the how at the end or the why in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Just, well, I'm not interested.
Well, exactly. Like, I was never business orientated. I never really cared. I didn't want to learn it. Business studies was like a why subject to me.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, now I know why. Yeah. Because I have one, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know, like I'm not learning stuff about business because I enjoy business. I'm learning it because I want the end result.
Exactly.
And in this world, you got to do it yourself, man. Like, everyone's so busy. You just got to do it yourself. And then, you know, show others.
There's no shortcut knowledge.
No.
You've got to walk the path yourself, and you've got to find your own way there. And the nature of what you do for podcasting, from presenting to hosting, you must just be learning all the time.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and what a wonderful thing. Because then that informs the future, and you can see, okay, maybe I was wrong in the past, but I've learned now that this is actually a better way of approaching it, and I know that I might change my mind in the future because the world's changing, and I'm changing, and everyone around.
There's such a good way to look at it. Like, the world is changing, and it's been drastically changing so much the past 100 years, and some institutions aren't evolving with that. And the rest of us are going to have to do it for them.
Yeah. No, totally.
You know what I mean? Because these new generations coming up, they're going to live in a vastly different world than the ones that we grew up in.
100%.
And we're the ones creating the world for them. You know, so we gotta like create something for them that's gonna.
Yeah.
And they already are. Like, I work with a couple of like guys in their 20s, and they've got like an awareness that I never had at that age.
Yeah.
You know. So it's nice. It's nice. We need to keep the motion going in a positive way. Yeah. I think.
Because like traditional media and things like that, it's just got to be dying. You look at things like the Chronicle, and you look even like BBC News and stuff like that, they'll obviously keep going on. But the world's changed. The delivery methods changed so much for so many different people that you've got people coming in fresh who can come and deliver straight what you want, as opposed to people who are trying to catch up and still probably living in that old world of this is how we do things.
Yeah, there's also like a huge disconnect now. Like, younger generations aren't watching TV like we used to before internet. There's also a huge distrust between a lot of people and media outlets. And certain media outlets. And it's like, you either have to fix that or change that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the answer is, but I think that's one of the beautiful things about podcasts, is that you're just having real conversations with real people. And, you know, I think people are craving that more than ever.
Yeah. I think the best we can do is come up with our own best answer as well. If we all play our part and we all become more, and we become more of who we actually are, and share that with the world. And that's the key part for me.
Yeah.
That's what the hero's journey is all about. It's about changing yourself so that you can change the world around you. And that's what your mission is there.
Yeah.
It's about, okay, how do I become more? How do I help people? How do I solve problems that exist for other people so I can pass the baton on and I can leave the world in a better place? And having kids must completely change that mindset in terms of legacy.
Yeah, I mean, having kids, for me anyway, it definitely was like the biggest mirror in the face.
Aye.
Like, because every age that she grows through, it's like I'm raising this new human being, but I'm kind of reliving that age as well. It's really interesting. Like, every little trigger that I get from my daughter, right? And because kids are going to trigger you, like that's part of the job.
Yeah.
But like, this sounds so like woo woo, but it's like, it's an invitation to look at what the trigger is coming from.
Yeah.
She's not triggering me because of what she did.
Yeah.
She's triggering me because of a reaction within me to what she did.
Yeah.
And so why is that? And that gives you an opportunity to heal your own stuff from your childhood. Yeah. And I love that. So having a child is, I believe, an opportunity to heal your own stuff from childhood. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be super heavy. It's not like, really dark childhood trauma, but it can be stuff that's, impacted you in adult life. We carry a lot of stuff from childhood into adult life, or picking up whatever else along the way.
Yeah.
It can happen as like a young adult as well.
We inherit so much, whether that's learning or beliefs or attitudes or values and
experiences,
stuff, without even necessarily assessing them, and they just become part of who you are.
Yeah.
And it's only through, personal observation of yourself that you can say, actually, hold on, I don't actually even I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So why am I saying it?
Yeah, and this reaction, or this like thing that I'm saying, it doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
Not only does it have a negative impact on others, but it's not doing me any good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not serving me at all.
Yeah.
So why am I holding on to it?
Yeah.
But if you're not aware of it, you don't. You got to look at it. And having a kid, it makes you like look at yourself. If you're trying to look at yourself.
Aye.
It's very easy to just like suppress it.
Well, yeah, but
be unaware of it.
Yeah, either way, it's still confronted with it.
It's going to be difficult either way.
Aye.
There's no easy way to parent. Whether it's gentle, conscious parenting or more authoritarian parenting, it's difficult either way you go. There's no easy fix.
Really. Okay, so we've looked at learning and we've looked at movement. Now, what do you enjoy? If you could do one thing now that you enjoy, what would it be?
Right now?
Yeah.
It's cheesy, but what we're doing, I love doing the actual podcast stuff. I appreciate the podcasting medium so much because I got into it through a passion of wanting to do it, and then it's become the majority of my work. And every now and then I get to dip back in, and it just reignites it all. So this is it. I'm in my happy space, man.
I love it. It comes across as well. I've been looking forward to it because I see that you enjoy the other side.
Yeah,
it's that you're holding the space, you're creating content, and you've got that, and I haven't seen you edit, but I know that you do enjoy editing. So there's all these kind of things. But it's lovely to hear that being on this side and so on.
The only tricky thing about being on the behind the cameras is sometimes there's a conversation happening. I'm like, oh man, I got something great to say about that.
Yeah.
But that's also part of the beauty. Like that's when I know, like, oh, but this is good stuff. If you're thinking like you want to interrupt, because then people watching, they're going to want to do the same thing.
So what would that be? Is that like I just want to
I'll tell you the fruit and veg one is a good, that's like that's a simple example.
Yeah
right, when you're talking about your 5 fruit and veg, and then I'm like, there's a better one, there's a better one, I want to say it, because then you're engaged. But also it's like an opinion thing. So I've recently had a couple talking about relationship stuff, and they were unpacking male and female dynamics, and it was great quality stuff, but I had something to add to it, which was a bit different. It was a different perspective. Not that it was right or wrong, it was just a different perspective. But I couldn't, because I was being a professional behind the camera. You can't just interrupt someone else's podcast.
You could on me. I'd be more than happy.
Careful, I might.
No, like
actually, Ben.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, part of this is, but so people know who's behind the camera. Just in the episodes. As far as I'm concerned, the more conversation happens, the better. Like
in some podcasts, you do have they do break the third. What is it? The third wall, fourth wall, 85th wall.
Yeah.
And it's always quite nice because it makes it grounds the space again.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, there's people around. It's like, you can be too polished sometimes.
Totally,
yeah,
totally. And if it adds an extra point of view that someone else is thinking at home and then is vocalized, I like one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube, and I don't really enjoy watching it, but I like watching two people I disagree with having a conversation.
Yeah,
because what you get is you get the truth somewhere between the two is probably where I find my mindset. It's like, you're too far left and you're just shouting and being silly. You're too far right and you're not even listening to what's being said.
Yeah.
This is probably the truth here, and that's how I can kind of collect.
No, and it's a high intensity energy as well, which is kind of like super engaging.
Yeah.
To be part of.
Totally. Have you got any more podcasts lined up to appeal?
Oh God, it's a difficult question because I don't have much working memory.
You need the phone.
I do. There's I'll just say one that I'm excited to do more with. It's a friend of mine, Kate, and she's done 2 episodes of Parenting Off Script.
Yes,
and it's neurodivergent parents or not, raising neurodivergent kids or not. It's like, it's that. And it's not just the psychological aspects, it's also it's the politics and the hoops that a lot of parents have to go through to get help and support for their children. And it's just a really important, interesting thing. And she's got lots of like professional guests, really, like people in the field sort of thing. I just think it's really valuable stuff. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
There's a few others, but I'll just
No, it's nice to know. Nice to know you'll be on more. It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So this might even lead into the next question. What's your favorite way of connecting with other people?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this and I was like, oh Christ, it's just going to sound like I'm self-promoting. But
you could probably do them all, couldn't you?
I like connecting with people through the podcast medium. It's also just having people coming in, even if I'm not in the podcast. Like, you meet so many people through the work that you do, but because it's quite a social event, right? When you're doing podcasting, and there's like a lot of energy in the room because you've got people are nervous, but then at the end of it, they're always relieved, and there's like a sense of achievement. And I always like doing the post conversation stuff, you know, like reassuring people, like, no, you were really good.
Yeah.
That was good. That is important, you know. And I definitely like connecting with people during the podcasting.
I really enjoy it as a way of connect, because I actually put in my journal for today is be present.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is. We're just present in a room. I've got my list of questions, so I'm not even necessarily thinking. I'm just being present. So if there's something you say outside of the questions I gave you beforehand, okay, I can ask them. If not, I've got my roadmap.
It is a fine balance, isn't it? Because when you care about the questions, it is easy to stay stuck on them.
Yeah.
But then you want to be fluid and you want to allow conversation to move around. Yeah. But I mean, I've got questions for you afterwards, actually. But as a host of a podcast, it's difficult. Like, it's a balancing act. Yeah. It's like a dance. And no two guests are ever the same.
No.
And sometimes they're difficult because some people dry up.
Yeah.
Like, you ask them a question, then they're like, yeah, sometimes. I was like, well, where do I go with that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, oh shit, like I'm going to have to step up for this.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun, man. I think it's like a lot of personal development you can do from hosting podcasts, you know.
And it's so rare to have the opportunity to watch it back.
Yeah.
That feedback. I know it's only really recently that I've kind of actively engaged in it and being like, okay, well, actually, this is on me. If I want to be a better host, how do I learn to be a better host? What am I doing wrong? Is it too many ums, too many ahs, too many like, you know, am I imposing myself on a situation where I don't need to? Or maybe do I need to cut people off a little bit quicker if they're talking? I don't think that's been a problem too much, but you know what I mean?
I don't think so either. My biggest problem as a podcaster was interrupting people. Right. And it's a big problem I have in just normal day life, right? I'll interrupt people when they're halfway through the answer to the question I asked them, you know? And it's like, I don't want to invalidate them. It's just that I get excited to say the next thing.
Is that because you know what the answer is and you kind of run to the next one? Yeah.
A lot of the time, or they're... No, but I mean, sometimes it's just because I've thought of a follow-up question and I want to do that now. Yeah. It's the ADHD thing, right?
It happens to me with JV quite a lot, where I'll ask her a question and I know where she's going.
I know.
So I'm like, oh, that's great. Okay, I get it. Next question. She's like, hold on, I'm talking here. Like, I'm trying to express my point.
And a lot of that comes down to how our brains are operating, right? Like, my partner's the same. I'll ask her a question and she'll start answering it, and then she'll branch off to something else, and then something else. And I used to get frustrated. I'm like, no, I just want the answer. But she's connecting with me. Yeah. And that's like, storytelling is part of that. Yeah. And it almost doesn't matter if I know the answer, because what she's doing isn't about that.
Exactly.
It's about that she's connecting. It took me a long time to feel peace with it.
Yeah.
Because if I ask a question and I already know the answer, I'm like, cool, that's what I was after. Yeah. But that's me getting my dopamine fix ready for the next thing. And actually, she needs her dopamine fix as well.
Totally. Totally.
That's the beauty of like awareness, though, isn't it? Right?
Well, it is, and it's the only way to improve. Because I feel myself doing it. Me and JV go and have a coffee before the gym all the time.
Nice.
But my mind's always on, well, let's go to the gym, because I've got a clock ticking in my head, and I know I've got stuff. And like, say if she's been late, that's 8 into the time, so then I'm rushing. But in her point of view, it's like, no, this is our coffee for the day. This is our face-to-face time. We're going to have some nice chat.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go to the gym, and then like, I just need to let go of that kind of clock in my head and be like, well, I'm here now. Let's make the most of this time. This is our time to chat and connect and get that through. And then we can go to the gym, and then we can go on, and everything goes on.
It's one of the most beautiful things about being in a relationship when you're different.
Yeah.
Right? And you work in different ways, but you care for each other.
Yeah.
So it can be done safely, right?
Oh, and it's so powerful because, like you say, that the different skill sets. If you can fill the whole circle between you, you can't do it by yourself. You can't do it.
No, of course not. There used to be a saying that you should only get in a relationship once you've dealt with all your past trauma and healed yourself. But it's not true.
No.
If you get into a relationship, you can fast track that because you need that mirror from the other person and to help you see what some of the stuff is that you need to work on.
Yeah.
And if it's done safely, then it's all healthy, man. It's all good. It's for the better of both of you.
Well, and it's a two-way street because that works for the other person as well. And then you're growing together.
Yeah.
You're trying to overcome your weaknesses, trying to strengthen your strengths. And it's a powerful thing.
It is a powerful thing.
The relationships are a wonderful way to grow as an individual.
Absolutely.
And then you can grow even more so as a couple. I mean, being able to work, how do you find working with Briggy?
Yeah, I mean, we won't actually work together that much. I mean, we did the podcast together, but because one of us is always with Bella, it's like if she's doing one thing, I'm with her.
Yeah.
So me and Briggy don't actually get a lot of us time, surprisingly, even though we live together and have a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we do, it's just it's funny. We go through these phases where sometimes, because she's neurodivergent, she's on the spectrum, so she needs a lot of downtime to keep the energy levels right, and because she's with Bella predominantly most of the week, some evenings it will be just watching TV, and for her that's like good connection time.
Right.
But then other evenings when she's got space, we'll get into in-depth conversations like we've only just met each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in those moments, I'm like, this is the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because for me, watching TV, that doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I know it does it for her, and so I'm happy to do that with her. But like those conversations are like, we are in tune.
Yeah.
And we're different.
Yeah.
And she helps me grow through it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel very fortunate for that.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Right.
It's nice to compliment the ladies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's important.
At least when they watch it back, they'll know that we
love you.
Yeah.
She doesn't watch anything. I mean,
JV definitely will.
Does she?
She'll be doing the post.
He loves
polish.
you.
Yes. Love you, JV. You can cut that out if you don't want it on, but it's fine.
Yeah, right. You'll see the first draft next.
Yeah. Okay, so that's connecting with other people. What about yourself? What self-care do you need?
I always need to check in with my mental health.
Yeah.
Because my mental health it's good now, but it's not had a history of good.
Yeah.
And I'm very aware that it's stronger now, but it's fragile at the same time. So I'm always checking in with myself. Am I doing myself service by what I'm doing? And so if I feel like if something feels a bit, I can tell when my mental health is trying to tell me something because I start feeling a bit more anxious.
Right.
And when the anxiety starts creeping in, I'm like, okay, what's going on?
So is that anxiety physical or is it?
It's psychological. I feel it in my chest, but it's psychological. I feel uncomfortable.
Right.
So I can feel uncomfortable with people suddenly or in public situations. It's very faint. I mean, just to give context, like in my late teens, 20s, I was super socially anxious.
Right.
But to the point where sometimes I wouldn't leave the house, or I'd be walking to uni and then I'd head back halfway. I couldn't really be on my own in public. It was really up there. It was debilitating. And so a lot of work that I've done has been reducing that.
Yeah.
So I can tell when I get little twinges of it, it doesn't get in the way, but I'll be like, oh, that was that.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so if I need to take care of that, I'll tell Briggy, I'll be like, I need some chill time on my own. Because I usually take on Bella as soon as I'm home.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy, unless I need some me time.
That separation is so important.
Yeah, and so I don't often need to be on my own, not working. But when I do it as soon as I can. And that could just be like having a bath for an hour, or just going for a walk, like just locally. It doesn't have to be anything too too extravagant, I guess. But the most important thing for me is constantly checking in and kind of being the observer of my thoughts and not being at the peril of my thoughts. That's the big one. Yeah. I've gone to therapy before because of spiraling negative thoughts, rumination, and not being able to get out of it. And like I'll be like a month in, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing this for a month, man. Snap out of it. But if you're not consciously every day reminding yourself, you can just fall back into it.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind, really. And healthy habits are such an important part of keeping on top of that.
Yeah.
And some of us are just like our ecosystem is just a bit more sensitive. So I'm super sensitive to like alcohol or sugar or, you know, things that don't serve me. And so I can slip really quick.
Yeah.
So I'm more sensitive to that actually than, it's not that my mental health is sensitive, it's that.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff around it.
And the implications of what that means. Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers the question, but I'm always like trying to stay on top of...
No, that answers the question really well.
On top of my headspace and what's going on.
There's so many different answers to that question in terms of self-care. And it's great that you've got that warning system kind of built within you where actually I've got a flag here and the courage to actually face the flag, because it's so easy to just be like, there's a flag here and there's a flag here, but I just can't deal with it. And then that's when your head goes in the sand and that's when things get worse.
And if you're... I mean, if you like, what am I thinking for? Hold on. Mm-hmm. If you start getting, if the time between the flag comes up and you acknowledging it gets shorter and shorter, it gets easier. Yeah. So like if a flag comes up and I notice it and I do something about it ASAP, it doesn't get worse. But if you leave it or brush it aside, I mean, like I used to have a problem with alcohol. I didn't have an alcohol problem. And that was me just covering the flag, right? It's like, put it away. The flag's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Until the flag is so big, I can't move.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, I'm going to have to adjust the flag.
Yeah.
Right, I stopped drinking for 4 years. And now the flags are little and like I can just like pinch them out.
You're totally right. Like,
you know what I mean?
Totally. It's a really good analogy, actually, and it's an important thing to learn, because even things in life, like my car, I had a problem with my car where I went off the road. I kind of got a check, not really. Then a coil broke, then another coil broke, and then I was driving the car, which was bent down like this, and then my timing chain
sparks coming out the back.
And then the injector goes, and I've spent thousands of pounds on a car that I just knocked because I didn't deal with.
Didn't deal with the flags.
Yeah. And I was getting more and more flags, and then all that was happening was I was getting a big, massive flag. Oh, there's some money.
Yeah.
Fix that problem. It's not fix the problem because I didn't like...
It is difficult though.
It is
difficult. And when you, like for me, especially with my ADHD, like some other flags, like I'm just like,
yeah.
You know, like sugar for me is a flag. If I'm eating loads of sugar every day,
I'm with you.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So it's like you pick and choose. I know which flags are more important than others.
Some flags are easier to deal with than others. And some you're ready to face.
Yeah.
Right, well, I am very excited for the next one, Heywood. This question...
Well, I'm going to have to check the notes for this.
It's a long time in the making. It's a dystopian future. All fruits and vegetables are gone, but you have the power to save 5.
Yes.
What are your 5 fruits and vegetables?
Right, well, I've got a bone to pick with everyone that's ever answered this on this series. I'm in agreement with 4 of that have come up, but there's one that keeps getting forgotten about, and it's just crucial. So the first one I've chosen is avocados. I mean, who doesn't like guacamole? But also, it's just highly dense in nutrition, and you could live on avocados alone. So I'm thinking, like physicality wise, you know, if I feel good, my brain is going to be good, and avocado is important. And the sweet potato, because again, it's got more nutrition than, you know, the common white potato. I love white potatoes. I eat more white potatoes than sweet potato, but this is a dystopian future we're talking about. So
exactly.
You can also make good sweet potato fries, and I feel like if that's all you had, you'd perfect them.
Yeah.
And totally. A perfect sweet potato fry is really good.
I'm fully with you. If potatoes don't count with fruit and veg and for your 5 a day, sweet potatoes do. It's not even a decision anymore.
There you go.
It's like, we'll take that. We'll take the extra.
Is sweet potato a vegetable?
Yeah.
It is today.
Yeah.
And then...
I'm 100% certain that that's a vegetable.
And then I had a gap in my answers, so I put raspberries because they're just an easy one.
Yeah.
And then I've got a lemon, because a lemon is incredibly important. It's good for the guacamole with the avo.
Yeah.
But also you can use it for sweets. You can use it for sour.
Yeah.
You can add it to things.
And then tea.
Exactly. Very healthy. Yeah. Very important.
Yeah.
I think you can even clean stuff with lemon. I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
And then the final one, which everyone seems to not recognize as being one of the most crucial ingredients to any Italian dish, is the tomato. Yeah. The tomato.
Yeah.
Because what is pizza or pasta without a tomato?
Yeah. So Heywood told me about that one before my episode, and that was the one that I didn't say, because you deserve that.
Thank you.
It is completely the right answer.
Thank you.
It goes so far.
Unless you don't like Italian food, then you don't need a tomato in your life.
Well, but now, like even in a salad, I know you don't like having raw tomato.
I don't like raw tomato.
It's give us a chicken wrap, cucumber, lettuce, and tomato. Totally happy with that. Yeah. Even just a bit of salad on a plate.
There's nothing sadder than a lasagna with no tomato sauce.
Exactly. I don't even think I've ever had one.
I think you probably wouldn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
it would turn into a bechamel pie of some sort. Wouldn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
It's not a good thing to eat.
You're not a Newcastle United fan. You're not a football fan. So we've pivoted on this question. But actually, I think we've got a really good question that people at home will like to do.
Cool.
So the premise is musical Mount Rushmore. So just like in America, how you've got the 4 presidents on the Mount Rushmore, Heywood is now going to select 4 musical artists who deserve a place on his Mount Rushmore.
4.
The other question potentially was going to be a supergroup where you put 5 musicians together.
Yeah, no, but this one's good. I like this one, just for the visual side.
Yeah,
I struggled with it a little bit, obviously, because there's so many musicians that should probably get the award, right? But
it's an interesting question because you kind of want to have a bit of a flavor. It's like the fruit and veg. You don't want to have like, say, if you love soul music or Motown music, well, are you going to have Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and then...
I almost went for Marvin Gaye, actually. I wanted to choose artists that haven't got too much of a bad reputation, but when you look deeply, that there's a lot of wrong-uns.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the fame world, right? I think it probably comes with the territory. So the names that I've got, I think I can remember. The first one will be Elvis Presley, just because.
He's a king, man.
I mean, yeah, he just is the king. I was always like, he was so cool, and his voice is like just legendary. He can do it all. He can do rock and roll. He's got soul. He's got
such a back catalogue of songs.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's just one of those artists that I'll always find, like, if I don't know what to put on, I always go back to like Suspicious Minds or In the Ghetto, and like those deep, like, they're just great, aren't they? Yeah. And they're timeless. And then I've got Chuck Berry because I've just got lots of fond memories with my dad listening to Chuck Berry, and like it's very like upbeat and very fun and very like you can't help but enjoy when you're playing a bit of Chuck Berry. And then I've got Freddie Mercury from Queen, just because what a legend, and the music, the voice, the performer, just larger than life. Gone Too Soon, just the best, just really the best, and probably like my number one, really. And then we've got the last one will be Billie Eilish.
Oh, right.
And it's not just because of what she's brought so far, which is amazing talent from age 13. Like some of the songs that she's written at 13, like Ocean Eyes, is just like, how? Yeah. But also I think of what's going to come. I think she's going to be like formidable. She's also homeschooled, so she's like raising the homeschool flag. Right. She represents everything that I love about the potential of creatives being raised in a homeschool environment. You know, her mum just allowed her and her brother to work on music all day, every day. And that was it. And at 13, 14, she started ascending into the...
Wow. I didn't actually know that. I didn't know that much about the story.
And, you know, for her, it wasn't about the fame. It was about the music. Yeah. And, you know, the fame comes with it. And she's great at it. She's great at doing the fame thing. Because she's, you know, she doesn't... There's no bullshit with her.
Yeah.
And her brother's actually like the one who produces all the music, and he's phenomenal as well. So I think her and her brother are great.
Lovely having a bit of a baton to the feature on your Mount Rushmore as well.
Yeah.
because, you know, you go back to your Elvises, they're foundational kind of artists, whereas this is we've got safe hands for the future. I was half expecting you to say George Michael. I thought that's right.
I do like George Michael. I do like George Michael, and I appreciate his hair immensely. But no, he didn't make it.
Lovely, good answer. Okay, I've got some quick fire questions, and then we're going to talk.
I need my book.
Yeah, no problem. So, what's your favorite movie?
This is such a difficult one, but it's
a hard question.
I came up with the one movie that made such a big impact on me, and I don't know why. Because it was such a long time ago. I was definitely a teenager or in my early 20s. But this adaptation with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, right, yeah.
I can't remember why I love it so much, but I know I need to watch it again. So I'm just kind of bringing it up into intention.
He's playing an author, isn't he?
He's playing an author, but then ends up in the story that he's writing, something about that. And it's got layers to it. Right. And it's a bit of a psychological drama, I guess. Right. Which is really the only film that I truly enjoy.
I've not actually seen it, but I'm aware of it because it's about an author that I'm aware of. I probably need to have a little look into this, really. I need to watch it myself.
We should both watch it.
Yeah, nice. We'll watch it and have a chat. Favourite musical artist?
Favourite musical artist? Don't know. Oh, I've put Billie Eilish.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I assumed it was going to be one of the four.
Yeah, it's a difficult one again. I'm going to say Billie Eilish just because at the moment I think it's her.
Yeah. Nice. Good answer. Favorite song?
Favorite song is actually not an artist that I follow much, but there's this one song which it's not just this one song. It's this one song and this one video that she did when she was younger. And I have bawled my eyes crying.
Really?
Multiple times listening to it. It's not even in a language that I understand. It's just raw emotion, and it gets me. And I've had to like ask Briggy, like, can you watch this? Because I don't get what's happening. Her name is Diana Ankudinova, and it's Last Dance. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's called Last Dance. And on YouTube, there's a performance that she does on one of these like competition shows.
Oh, right, wow.
And it's so raw, and it's so like, oh man, it's just raw emotion. We'll watch it afterwards. I want you to see it.
Yeah.
And it just gets me. And if I'm on my own, like, God forbid would I cry in public. But if I'm on my own, I'm like, I've been, you know, when you start making noises with crying,
right,
it doesn't happen often. Like the tears down the cheek I can handle. But like when you actually start making noises, I've been there with this song.
Wow.
And I'm like, I did some background research on her, and she grew up in a very abusive relationship with her mother. There was a lot of tragedy, a lot of pain there. And I just feel like it all comes out in this bloody song.
Right.
Kills me.
Wow.
So it has to be my favorite song because I've never had such an emotional reaction to any other song.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you know, it's not like you're going to be euphoric listening to a song, so to get that reaction, it must be speaking to you. Have you translated it? Do you know what the words mean?
Yeah, it's something, it's French. I'm pretty sure it's French. I understand a little bit of French, but it's something to do about having a last dance with someone that you've lost.
Right.
It's essentially like a love song, a tragedy, loss, love song.
Oh, wow.
But I think the emotion that's coming through, it's about her life, man. It's about stuff that she's gone through.
Yeah.
Because where else does that come from? And she's like, she must be like 17 in the video, which just adds to it. Because it's like, oh man, you've been through all of it already.
Yeah.
It's like, it gives me goosebumps, man.
Wow.
It's heavy.
What's your favorite book?
So I've got two, both by Gabor Mate. He's a psychologist, childhood trauma specialist. I don't know his titles, but he's done one book called Scattered Minds, which talks about children, adults with ADHD, and his theories on how that ADHD came about. Some of it's like quite, some people would say, out there and very controversial, which I appreciate anyway. And his other book is called Hold On To Your Kids,
right,
which really aligns with the way that we're raising Bella. It fits with the homeschooling thing, but not like solely that. It's just more about a style of parenting that we really believe in. It's about, you know, staying present with your children as much as possible. He goes on to talk a little bit about how, you know, when children become teenagers, they can kind of branch off into two directions, and that will be adult orientated, i.e. their main caregivers, or peer orientated, meaning their friends. And that's often a big fork in the road as to how your child turns into teenagehood and adolescence. Super controversial again, because the majority of us are peer orientated.
Right.
And it's at no fault of any parents out there, obviously. But that book is an eye-opener.
Yeah.
I think for any parent at any age, or anyone that would like to have kids, I think it's a must-read. I don't know why we're not given literature when we're talking about having kids.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like, go on then, crack on, see what happens.
Exactly.
Like, we do not live in a society where we should be allowed to just raise children by our own knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, we need extra input.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that book was a fundamental for me.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good recommendation.
Because I'm not a big reader, so when it comes to books, it's always that kind of book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of a through line coming through the conversation as well. It's that kind of output of, okay, I'm engaging for a purpose.
Yeah.
And without the purpose at the back end of it, I wouldn't just pick up a random book.
I kind of admire people that read for relaxation.
Yeah.
Like, Briggy's huge on it. She reads every day.
Yeah.
And that's her downtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I envy it a little bit, but at the same time, I'm very happy to sit in silence with my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I'll sometimes just do this.
Yeah.
And that's a good place for me. Whereas Briggy's like, how can you do that? I'm like, I'm happy being there.
Yeah, but thoughts in there. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm nicely
I'm
engaged.
entertaining myself.
Yeah, it's active rest.
Yeah, active rest.
Yeah. Nice. What's your favourite game show? Do you watch game shows?
Yeah, this is a difficult one. I've got most fond memories about Wheel of Fortune for some reason. I think I really enjoyed that when I was younger. I like catchphrase as well, but I never knew the answers.
I like catchphrase because you just get to shout silly things at the screen while you're waiting for things to come up.
But I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I was never very good at game shows.
No. Well, it's
not much working memory.
I'm only asking because I've been on game shows and
I know you have,
myself.
It's funny. I never told you this, but the first time you came to the studio, I was like, I recognize him, and I didn't know where from, and it was I'm pretty sure it was Countdown, but I recognized your smile,
right?
But it screwed with my head because I was like, but I haven't met him,
right? I
haven't met him. I know I haven't met him.
Yeah.
Surely he would have told me if I'd met him.
Yeah.
And then I saw somewhere on social media one of the pictures on your Instagram. I'm like, oh man, that was.
Right.
That's where.
Right.
It was a funny one.
Yeah. So you caught me Countdown. You're one of a handful who did.
Yeah, I saw you on Countdown.
Yeah, class.
Yeah. I don't know when it was, but it was somewhere in the history.
That's tremendous. It's funny, these things, isn't it?
It is.
Right, I'm going to hit you with two serious questions before we get into the live or banter section. Ant or Deck?
It will go Ant. He's publicly ADHD. He's openly talked about his mental health. Which I commend. They're both awesome, but I think, it'd go to Ant.
Yeah, nice. And then if you were in St. James's Park watching Newcastle United play, would you be a Toon or a black and white army?
I have no idea what this question means.
Fantastic.
What does it mean?
Right, great. There's a chant in St. James's Park. Someone watching the Toon, it'll be Toon, and then someone else will go, black and white army. So if you go Toon, I'll do black and white army.
Toon.
Black and white army.
Toon.
Black and white army. And you just do that endlessly while the Toon are playing.
So you choose a thing.
So so basically the Toon is almost the drum, big drum.
Yeah, and then you've got
the.
I'd have to sit with it. Probably depend on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling a bit more aggressive, I'd do Toon, and then if I want to like just cheer, it'll be black and white.
So you're an ambivert. You're gonna go both ways.
Yeah,
I like it, Matt.
Yeah,
I like
go
it.
both ways.
Yeah, don't set your soul out too early, too quick on that one.
Yeah, I need to sit on it.
Really nice. Okay. Well, I've really enjoyed that conversation so far.
Thank you, mate.
Now we're going to start talking. I mean, normally this is live oil cancer section, but your live oil cancer section is live oil with banter, really.
Yes.
So, what was life like before live oil with banter? Before you got connected with the charity?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on this journey, right, of starting this business and producing podcasts. And so whenever I'm able to facilitate important conversations like you've been having with your guests, it's always it always feels like I'm on the right path. So it helps me reassure myself that I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And so it's not so much like before and after, but it's definitely an integral part of my journey of like 2025 of like, yes, what I'm doing is valuable and I have to keep doing it. Like it always feels right. You know, if things start not feeling right, I'll stop doing them. But like your podcast and your conversations, it always just like reassures and reaffirms like, this is good stuff, you know?
Because you did Sarah Starr before, didn't you?
Yeah, Sarah Starr was the first one.
Yeah.
She popped my cherry, thank you, sir. And that was a gift in itself, right? Yeah, and those are valuable conversations as well. No, it all collects. It all collects into like reaffirming that I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, the conversations that I really want to produce are the important ones. And there's not much more important than like awareness around, you know, children, elderly, and anybody that's not well.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just about cancer and being sick, but your mental health, you know, because everyone can get so focused in on the physicality side, which obviously if you're struggling with, that's going to affect everything. But the mental health, there's a lot you can do to help that.
Yeah.
You know, even when you're sick. Yeah. You know, and talking about Sarah from Sarah Starr, like she's a huge advocate about like how you're getting on in your head versus what your body's doing.
Yeah.
You know? And taking some control over a situation that's uncontrollable sometimes. Yeah. So, and it's heavy stuff. Like it's heavy stuff.
Well, how were the conversations with Sarah? Because she was very much centered around death, wasn't it? Well, it was kind of the topic around the 6.
Yeah, it was. It's not so much around death; it's around the life before death, I guess.
Right.
So it's definitely not shying away from the realities of what incurable illness can bring.
Yeah.
But it's also about steps that you can take to enjoy the time that we're here. You know, and we're all on borrowed time, aren't we? Like none of us know. It's just when you've been given an incurable illness, it's like, it's just a card that nobody wants to have. Yeah. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
But she's a force, right? Like she's going through that as well as doing the charity and then talking openly about it. It's just very valuable. Yeah. And I think you know, she's talking about it with very close family members. She's talking about it with her sister and with her brother, and it's like, it's raw. A lot of it is very raw, and somehow they still manage to have a laugh. You know what I mean? And it's like, I remind them, I'm like, it's very special what you've got.
Yeah.
So like, I'll always take my hat off.
I remember Sarah was at our Live Well fashion show.
That's
she was on stage with her, and it was just it's so great to see. And you know, it's nice having that link kind of across the communities and kind of that following in their footsteps has been so nice kind of thing. And
yeah.
Because that kind of gets us into how you got involved with Live Well Banter. So the first thing I heard of you was Rachel from Voda Sector Connector and being in touch and was like, we've got an opportunity. We think you'd be well placed for it. And then obviously from there it was just kind of a
as soon as she told me like I have this charity, and then she told me about what you and your mum have been doing and everything that you're about, and I was like, yeah, let's sign them up. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's get those, like, because I spoke to Rachel at the beginning of the year, and I was like, you know, as a production company, I want to facilitate space for people within my business model, but I also want to offer episodes to charities or to people and organizations that maybe want to like test it, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Some don't have the budget for it. You know, it's a whole thing. And so I'm super grateful that she put you guys forward. I was like, yeah, of course.
But I mean, it's interesting that you're grateful because, I mean, it's great, I guess, in terms of who's came out the back end of it, because we've got a lovely relationship.
Yeah.
It's built up lovely. But from your end, the generosity of what that means, 6 episodes of a podcast at no cost to us.
It is generous.
So generous.
It is generous. And I'm comfortable to say that because at the same time, I know what I'm getting back. Yeah. Like it's, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be able to offer it. And so anyone that appreciates the generosity, I'm like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I'll take that as well. Like it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't feel selfless, is what I'm trying to say.
No, and no, should it? Because you should be getting stuff out of it. When you're giving that much time to something, putting that much work in, without the financial reward, well, you need to have something.
This is why I told Rachel, I'm like, only 6 episodes. Yeah. And initially I told her, I was like, only 6 episodes, 1 a month. But then as I got into it, I'm like, I've got time, I've got space. Like, let's do 2 a month, and let's get them done. And now, like, we've developed like not just a friendship, but there's like, we're working together as well. And it's like, it's cool. It's nice.
We're natural partners for work. You offer a lot of value that we don't have as a charity, and without this opportunity, we wouldn't. And now, obviously, we're in the point where the future's bright for Liverpool Banter. We've learned so much, and them first 6 were brilliant. Because it was kind of a limited run, and it was kind of it was like, oh, well, we'll talk to my mum, we'll talk to Michelle, we'll talk to Anthony and Sarah, we'll get a flavour of all of the community.
Exactly.
End with me, finish the loop. My mum did a shoulder, so then that meant that she wasn't interviewing me at the last one. That brought my sister in, but it was just clear how much there was left on the table. It was like, well, we're not even scratching the surface there. So the next one we did was Dr. Charlotte Gooden about menopause. That's one of.
That episode is so good, Ben, and it's like, not that I don't like professionally, I shouldn't have a bias, but that episode is so good for so many reasons.
Yeah,
and it's like, all the episodes that you've done have value, but that one really showed me like you're tapping into something here.
That was the evolution. That was if the first 6. The questions arrived pretty fully formed, because I knew I wanted to talk about healthy habits, because I knew it was going to be interesting seeing, how do you look for, what are you looking forward to? All of them questions, everyone's got their own answer to, and there's a way of engaging about your well-being. I knew they wanted to have some fun ones, and I knew I wanted to cover the charity, but adding that extra layer of, here's an opportunity for an expert to share key messages. And I know how hard it is, because I work with the NHS and a few other different organisations, and actually trying to produce something of that standard.
Yeah.
Both in terms of the content and the delivery, it's really hard. But actually, we've got a perfect model now where we're an ability to deliver it at pretty much a moment's notice.
Absolutely.
And then, you look at things like the Bailey episode. Then we're talking, it's kids' stories. It's a different prospect. It's more of a festive kind of fun time thing.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's super nice. I'm excited to see what else you pull out the bag.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to talk to you after this, because we've got more to book in.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I guess that was quite.
Well, it's part of it, right? Like,
of course it is.
Like The business has to work for you to be able to facilitate. Like it's the same with it's the same with you, like with charities and everything. Totally. Like, you need funding to do the great work that you're doing.
I actually messaged you about it, and I said I wouldn't do 6, because I think you've been too generous. I think you can give charities the flavour with the 3.
Yeah.
Without committing so much, because I know how much time that these episodes must take.
Yeah, they do.
And people don't know that. So
it's okay though. I know what you said. I've got the next one lined up for Monday. Thank God, not January.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, nice, yeah. Well, that was just me protecting you, because it was one of them where I was like, hold on, you could get the benefit all round.
So what I've done is I told Rachel this as well. I was like, from January, it will be 1 a month.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because you build a rapport much faster if you're seeing people more often.
Yeah.
But it's more sustainable if I just do 1 a month moving forward from January.
I think so, because then you can manage it more.
Yeah.
Then when we're booking in for stuff, like ideally I'm going to try and get you 2 a month through us, and then that's paid work. So,
Ben, you're speaking my language.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? It's like, I feel like I'm, what's the word? Rigging, what's it called? I'm playing the system, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing something that I enjoy.
You win
and there's a financial aspect to it, which means I can continue doing that.
It's
like, sweet.
No, but that's what I've found. Liver cancer is a perfect example. When you've got the right answer, it's not complicated. It's actually really simple. So when I'm writing bids for liver cancer, it's like, well, we want to offer free workshops, events, and support groups to people impacted by a cancer diagnosis. It's not a hard sell, because it's so necessary and it's abundantly obvious from the start. Yeah. It's like you there. I want to showcase charities and the good work that they're doing in the best way I possibly can for free.
Yeah.
And out the back end of that, there's a potential that I'll get more work, if not through them directly from other charities who see it or other businesses who see it.
Yeah, and just to like add to that, when I spoke to Rachel from Voda, I also told her, I was like, the intention here isn't to get work with them afterwards. Because I was like, I told her, I said, I want to work with any charity that you feel will gain value from it, whether they have funding or not. So if after 6 episodes we'd finished and then that was it, that would have been fine. Like there would have been peace from that. And I'm glad that it continues and will continue. But there was
it would have been a wonder that gift.
It would have been
series. That would have been here. We've got a legacy of what the charity is at this moment.
Exactly. Because I really do believe like some charities will be able to take advantage of it, healthy advantage of 6 episodes as a package of what they're about, and that's all they need to do. And they never have to spend a penny on anything towards that kind of marketing because they've got it. And then that will live on for them, that they can use that, you know? That's a great thing.
I think it's a brilliant thing, mate, and I do commend you. And normally, every single time in these episodes, I've called you out. Now I get to shout you out while you're here. Shout out to Heywood from Stuff Productions for making this podcast possible. The future's bright. We're going to keep going. And all because of a generous man.
Cheers, mate.
And Rachel from Selector Connector, thank you so much.
Yes, she's awesome as well.
She's a lovely woman. Let's talk about the kind of mechanics of it. So what has been your role for Live Well with Banter then? I think we kind of covered it, but we can...
Yeah, so essentially facilitating the podcast room space and all the tech stuff like cameras, lights, mics, and then the editing, and then getting you the final product. And any amendments that need to be made along the way, although you've always been very like, you've never asked for amendments actually, because I think you've got editors on your side, don't you?
2 reasons why. I really appreciate the collection of the content. That is enough for me. So the fact that you were doing it for free, I didn't think it was our place to ask for more. That was me just dancing the dance with you.
Yeah, sure.
And then B, we've got an editor there who can kind of brand it up for Live Well style of things. So it was one of them where I was like, why would I come back to you when I can hand it on and then
100%. Yeah. Whatever keeps the flow going. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm of a mind with you where it's the next project, the next episode. So I'd rather you were focusing on choppers. Get us as close as you can. You get me to 80% of the episode, even or 90% or whatever.
Yeah.
That's I don't need to then clog you back up with more.
Wicked.
And then we've got Jerry, who's excellent at doing these things and putting them together, and she'll be churning them out the back end.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
I enjoy editing, so sometimes in the evening I'll do a couple of hours, and it's therapeutic to me.
Yeah. Do you ever do that while the telly's on? Yeah, because that's perfect.
Because sometimes, especially if I'm feeling like, I really want to get this done now, I'll put my headphones on and my partner will sit next to me and she'll watch TV while I'm editing. That doesn't happen too much. I generally, if I'm on my own, I'll put on lo-fi on the TV. I won't have anything else going on because I get distracted, right?
Yeah.
So I want to concentrate on what I'm editing and not.
It's really hard on editing in particular for that sort of stuff, having different cues. I can write and have telly on.
Yeah.
In the same way people can have music on, because it's almost like a narrative that's running, and it's almost like a metronome in my head. It's just something going there, but I'm not necessarily getting engaged. But as soon as I'm editing someone or looking at someone visually like that, I can't have.
Yeah. I'm best editing in the studio. I'm best editing, and I put on liquid drum and bass in the background because it's a fast tempo and it's like it just keeps going. And at home in the evening, I'll put on lo-fi because it's more relaxed, and I know there's no time constraints. It's all psychological, but it works.
Totally. It's knowing yourself as well, isn't it? That's the thing. How can you help yourself along as best you can?
Yeah. And like I said before, when I'm getting those tiny little flags, like on days like that, I'll be like, I'm not editing today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to focus inward, I guess.
Yeah. No, really good. Do you have a highlight from your time with Live Well with Banter?
There's been a few.
I'm glad you said that. For a second I thought that,
No, there's been a few. There's been a few. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments. I did really enjoy was it Charlotte with the menopause one? And I can't remember the other lady that works with you. Oh, what's her name? She had an emotional moment when she was talking about her dad.
Beth.
And that is a highlight for me, not in a macabre way, but just because it was just so raw and so real, and it came out of nowhere with her. Like it was just such a human moment.
Yeah.
And I feel very lucky to be in the room while that's happening. Do you know what I mean?
No, totally.
And the fact that it's captured for people to see is not out of like sensationalism, but it's important that people see that that's part of the process, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
And to give some context on that, like I've known Beth for a while and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew she was investing in the charity, but I thought it was just because of she was doing sessions and stuff with us and she was working closely. I thought that was the motivation. So for me, it was like, oh, I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah.
So I was caught out as much as anything else.
Yeah. People's backstories are surprising.
Yeah, totally.
I think the majority of us have there's something in there, right? Yeah, and she was so energetic. But then when she was talking about her dad and stuff, it was just very you could feel it, man.
Yeah.
You can feel it, and I think that's really good.
I actually met her brother yesterday at the fatigue masterclass, and he's a physio too. So
nice.
we've got the next generation of physios taking over the world. We're going to be well handled. That was nice to see. Yeah, they're good. They're good memories. And they are important things to have.
What about you, in terms of highlights so far?
From Live Over Banter, I think it would be the first episode with my mum. I think you can have your best and you can have your favourites, but the first is always going to live with you. And we'd obviously had that nice chat beforehand, and it was like, oh, right, okay, I'm cool. This is exciting, but it's a different thing. It's crossing the threshold, right? It's going into the special world of, oh, I don't actually know what I'm doing here. So I've actually done a podcast in the past, which I never published, never went out in the world, including one episode where it was raining one day. And we had bubble wrap over the top to kind of keep it waterproof. But what we didn't realise is that mid-episode, the bubble wrap was just going lower and lower over the camera.
Nice.
So we've got a lost episode in there that's been hidden by bubble wrap. So, but I'd done that like on a personal level with my business partner. But stepping into your studio and having that kind of, I don't need to worry about anything else other than the conversation for the first time, I think that'll live it with his longest.
Yeah.
So I think that would be my favourite, that one.
Can I ask you a question?
Please do.
What have you learnt most about the whole, about the process of being host of a podcast from the beginning to now? Like things that maybe you hadn't have foreseen or expected? I might use this for my social media, you see.
Right, okay, nice.
If that's all right.
Yeah, no, I'm happy if you use whatever you like.
Because the reason I ask is because I'm always intrigued, like, people come into this and it's like for most people, it's a very foreign medium.
Yeah.
And as host, for me, I always feel like, wow, the pressure's on me.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when you're on this side.
Yeah.
Like, I'm answering questions.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. I can't do, like, it's the host that carries the show.
I think that's a really interesting thought, and I experienced it in the 6th episode when I became the guest, and obviously getting that experience. I think that was the end of the loop, and obviously it coincided with the 6 episodes because the first 5, I think there was flexibility, but I very much had my questions set up, and I knew what I needed to cover from my end.
Yeah,
but I think having gone through the 6th episode, and then Ashley asking me individual questions, that shifted my thought in terms of, and I think it's along the lines of what you're saying there, in terms of taking the pressure off me and actually, hold on, for the next episode, Charlotte, I've got a subject matter expert here. I would be silly not to add additional questions that are going to, channel into what she knows best in the area, and probably what people are watching for in a lot of cases. Because we'll have regular people who'll watch it because they support the charity and want to see who's next. But then we'll also have people for the Charlotte episode from anywhere who are interested in cancer and menopause.
Exactly.
And what that opens up for the future, it gets my wheels churning again. And I think there could have been a risk of becoming quite samey by doing the same questions. But even within that now, I feel like I can expand upon it and I can evolve and it can get better. So even what we're doing now, the liver or cancer part of things, I've got 6 questions there, but actually we've got a project we're working on which is about story writing and storytelling, and it's called the Story Transformation, and there's 9 beats within that. I'm being a little bit silly not using my 9 beats as the 9 questions, because then I can guide people through a story of transformation from start to finish. And that's when things like those thresholds come in. So quickly, the story of transformation, the hero starts in their normal life, they receive a call to adventure, and then they take steps to accept that call to adventure and enter the unknown. In the unknown, they face trials, they meet friends, allies, and enemies. They face an ordeal, which is a death of the old, in a sense, but only by going through the darkness of the ordeal and going through that small death can a new beginning arise. They claim the reward of what sent them on the journey in the first place.
Yeah.
So if Act 1's about preparing for the journey, Act 2 is about transforming yourself. Act 3 of the journey is about changing the world. So how do we take what we've learned, this reward, how do we return with that? How do we reintegrate it in our community so that other people can benefit from it? And then how do we create a new normal from that?
Yeah.
So it's upward spirals of improvement based around this one story of change. So I do this every Tuesday in my creative drop, and I've got people doing it's storytelling. It's either fiction or non-fiction. It works both ways because its roots is in The Hero's Journey structure by Joseph Campbell, which is he basically studied myths from around the world, so Japan, whatever, and he found that there was like core elements of what the story was that fell within this kind of 3-act structure. So that's an area there where I can improve upon it.
Yeah,
I can make it better, and then at the end of that video clip is a story transformation from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the beauty of it is, someone might not be at the end of Act 3 yet. They might be just finished Act 2. Let's say because it works positively and negatively, right? If you got a cancer diagnosis, that's the start of Act 2. That's the start of your world's just changed. You're entering the unknown now, and you're not even chosen to do so. But you can go through the trials, and you can go through the ordeal of treatment. But out the other end, maybe we get so many people there who talk about liver or cancer as the reward. Is to find a community, to find people who've got shared interests, to find people who can help them to live better. And then it's about how do we take that on? And if you've just finished Act 2, let's say you're at the end of treatment and you're not really sure what's next. Well, now you can envision what's next. It's hard to write it when you're in Act 2, when you're in the ordeal, when you're in the darkness, when you're in the,
That's what's happening. Yeah.
Exactly. How are you supposed to make sense of that? You can't. But you can from the end of Act 2, and we find that really useful. So I think there's that element. I think what I've loved about podcasts is I love getting asked questions. So as a host, I like to ask the questions that I would want to be asked, which is why at the end of this, I'm going to say, is there any questions I should have asked you that I haven't? Because it opens the floor, and then I get to learn. I love that. There's a lot of things, especially the healthy habits, I've probably got an idea about what's going to come. I love asking a question and then getting an answer that I didn't expect whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
Because that's just genuine conversation. Then we're just in the room, then we're talking, and we're discovering along with the audience, and I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
To outward eyes, how have I been as a host? I'm curious.
As an outward, what's the question?
How, you've obviously been kind of in the studio throughout it. How would you, any kind of feedback you'd have for us as a host? Where do you reckon I could improve? What do you reckon?
It's difficult because everybody's different and every host is different. I think the one thing that you've got, which a lot of people don't, is like the consistency and the plan, and you know what you're doing. I think my only thing I would say that you could do different, but then it almost changes the whole thing, is going into the story of the person in terms of their journey with cancer, whether they had it or somebody that they know that has had it. Just because that would relate to the charity. But then you open up a whole other episode, which almost is different to what you're doing. But then, prepping people knowing that that's not the focus of the episode would be valuable for them. Because if they're going on a podcast, which is for a certain charity, they might expect like, oh, I'm going to have to be vulnerable about my thing.
What does being part of Liver or Cancer mean to you?
I'm super grateful, just super grateful to be part of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm a newbie, right? I'm like the new guy in a sense, but I'm happy to be facilitating space and helping you with this and having these open conversations and being part of it on the other side of the camera, which is where I am most of the time. Now,
my mum mentioned stuff cards.
Yeah.
She loves the idea. I think she wants to help as much as she can.
Amazing.
So, I mean, that sounds like a potential future avenue as well.
Stuff cards can be awesome.
Yeah.
So let me see how much time we got left. Right. So next year I'm going to be developing these cards, which essentially people can come into the studio depending on what demographic they've chosen the cards to be. So it could be parents with their adult children or parents with their younger children, elderly with children. You can have employer, employee. There's loads.
Yeah.
There can be, somebody with an incurable illness and then a family member. And the stuff cards are catered to ask questions between those two demographics, questions that might not normally be asked.
Yeah.
Not, either because we're too scared to, or we might not be aware of how important those answers are, or the need to ask those questions. And we're all living in a busy life. A lot of us are neurodivergent and aren't aware just because we're not aware, like ADHD or autistic, like we're all navigating it.
Yeah.
And the stuff cards are there to facilitate it. Now, the questions are going to be thought out. I'm going to do immense amounts of market research. I'm going to get groups and professionals together so that they're not reckless.
Yeah.
And the cards will be, so say we're doing the one which is like just for friends, there'll be a friends one, and then the cards will be in the middle, and I'll take one, and they'll have a rating of 1, 2, or 3,
right.
And they'll be in increments of how difficult they are.
Right.
So 3 might be potentially quite probing, is not the right word, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And that's essentially what stuff cards is, and that's what I want to develop next year. There's still like bits I'm not sure if people can choose 1, 2, or 3, and obviously they don't have to ask any question that they don't feel comfortable with. And then after the recording, they'll get like a care package afterwards, which will explain what all the questions were and why they were asked,
right.
And what can be gained from the answers.
Love it.
Because I don't want people to walk away feeling like, oh, well, that was intrusive.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's intention behind everything.
Yeah. No, I love that.
That's stuff cards.
That's exciting.
Glad I got to mention them.
Yeah. That's exciting times.
Yeah.
Well, testament to Live Well Hub. More than happy. Let's talk separately after this.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hopes for the future. Live Well Banter.
That we just continue to have what we're doing. Just keep doing what we're doing, and collaborate on what works and collaborate on what doesn't. Do you know what I mean? Like just make it. Just keep creating.
Yeah.
Just keep creating and helping people along the way. Like, what a gift.
You're a wonderful collaborator. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
it really
you.
has from the start. And I think that desire to get better, the honesty is so important. And I think the future's bright. I think there's a lot we can do.
Yeah.
How much time have we got?
About 3 minutes.
3 minutes, right. What's one question I didn't ask you today that I should have done?
I don't think there are any questions that you should have asked me.
Nice.
I think the questions that you asked me were the questions that you should have asked.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad we talked about stuff cards. Though.
There are infinite questions out there, so it's just and I'm glad that we talked about stuff cards as well.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's good.
We can talk about more off camera.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, nice. Well, thank you very much, Heywood.
Cheers,
it's been an absolute pleasure. Lovely to have him on this side of the camera. Thanks again for all of the fantastic work. You can watch this in the edit, Heywood.
Thank you, mate.
And thank you very much. Let's call it a wrap.
Boom.
Well done.
Yeah.
Really good.